Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. There has been a request from Ms. Renuka to create an Excel file wherein we can access the planets, not only the longitude which we have been doing so far, but also the speed of the planet, the latitude, basically the declination. So declination is the latitude. So how do we get that? Because these would be very relevant for especially financial astrology and other matters. When does a planet become retrograde? When does it become stationary? What speed it goes? The dynamics of all this. This is of interest to most of us. So this is doable very much in Excel because we have the VBA program in the background. So I thought I would create one Excel file to do this and share it with you all. So essentially the structure of the program is what Mr. Jyotishi already has shared this Excel template. So I am using that wherein you don't have to create your custom INAMSA and all. You can choose the INAMSA of choice. So essentially you have multiple choices of INAMSA. INAMSA has no role to play other than for longitudes. So let us check how this is made. What I am doing is I am giving the birth date, date of birth, time of birth, place of birth and all that as what was structured in that program. And for the birth date, the INAMSA, there is a formula that determines the INAMSA. And therefore the Lagna also can be, if you are interested in all this, you can build further for all planets. But this is the essential table I built now. For each Graha, there is a Graha number for the Swiss ephemeris. Sun takes 0, Moon takes 1, Mars is given 4. Basically, as per arrangement in the solar system itself. So Mercury is near, so it becomes 2. Jupiter 3 becomes Venus and all that. I mean, you have to use this number to get the longitudes. So longitude, we already have used these formulas. So it goes by a function called calc planet degree. The input it takes, as you see, are just before this comma, it has the date of birth, the time of birth and the time zone. Time zone is converted to days from hours. And L8 basically would be the Graha number. So each Graha has a Graha number and the INAMSA number. So if you choose a different INAMSA, this number would change. So that would be. So with this formula, I just pull this formula down the line and we get the longitude of the planets as we have already done. And this is will vary from 0 to 360 degrees anywhere the planets would be. Now the longitude speed has a different function. It's called calc planet longitude speed. That's how I named it. So it also takes in the inputs and outputs the longitudinal speed of the planets. If you see it as a negative, then it's going in the negative direction. So it is Vakra. So these planets are Vakra now. Rahu is always Vakra. Venus happens to be Vakra. Mercury, not now, at the time of the birth date. And declination has a different formula. I mean, it's only a function is different, but the inputs are the same. So you have the declination coming. Declination is the latitude and the latitude speed and the distance in astronomical units and distance. Mostly we don't much use these things. So this is at the time of the birth portion because I am taking all inputs from the birth data. Now if you are interested in transits, you give any date year, any month, date. So I put a formula like date for a year, for a month, and month it takes from this column. And some day, say the 20th of every month, I want the declination. So I use the same formula to get the declination. So essentially it will use the transit date time, whatever time zone that you want, and this date and this time. And gives you the declination for that. And similarly, I am also calculating the longitudinal speed with my chosen Lagrange system because this INAMSA number will also be used. And then I am plotting the declination of any Graha that you choose here. This is for Mercury that it is doing it now, and you can choose you can say Venus. So the graph is different for Venus, and you can choose Jupiter. So graph is totally different. Or you can choose Mars. So that way Mars is it is all through going from totally in single direction. So here in declination, any line above 0 means it's in the northern declination part. Above the 0 is north, below the 0 is south. So I have put the dates here. In June 2023, it is from from the south it is going towards the north, whereas in June the speed is in fact maximum. It is touching the maximum speed. So it plots for the same Mercury the speed and the longitude, and this would be extremely useful to people to decide on maybe when to trade or what to trade on. Multiple things are there, so that's beyond the scope of this presentation. This is just the presentation of the Excel for you. So you can download this file and make use of it. Hope you find use for this. Thank you.